Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. Chris Fitzsimon, I want to ask, what didn't you get the chance to say last week?
Well, we did talk about the legislative one-day session, and I'm struck by we always sort of forget how the process has worked in these last couple of years. Senator Berger said we might not have a budget next year. The legislature came to town. We didn't know what was on the agenda. We sort of, 5, 10, 20 years ago, we would have taken that as some, like, what's going on? We should know what our legislators are doing.
It would have been raising red flags.
Right. And let's not forget the General Assembly, the Senate could have voted on the veto anytime they wanted to, and the Democratic senators have tried to make that point. They never brought it up because there never was a vote. So we've gotten into the place where we've turned into, the General Assembly has turned into Congress, and not just the Republicans have done that. And Brad has talked, and a lot of people have talked many times about the polarization, but that's the saddest thing to me, is that North Carolina and a lot of state legislatures used to work differently than Washington. Now I feel like we live in Washington. In Raleigh, we have votes are scheduled. We don't know. They don't have the votes. They're not going to do it. We should have had a veto vote a couple weeks after the veto. If they couldn't override it, then we move on and we do something else. You don't hold it over everybody's head and have a session every 2 weeks, not knowing what's coming up. I think the process has really alienated a lot of people in North Carolina, and that's part of the reason I think they're not paying attention.
Yeah, what's caused this malady? I mean, is it just the spreading down from Washington, or is there some legitimate reason for it?
I mean, we have a divided government. We've had a divided government before, and I don't think we've gone to these lengths. I guess the polarization has gotten so extreme, but I wish we could get back to where we had I can't explain that. I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons for that, but I wish we could get back to where we at least had a process that we could all agree on. You may not win, you might lose a vote, but we shouldn't be holding votes over for months and months and months and not telling people what's happening. I'm very distressed at the way the process has evolved in our state, and I don't think it serves anybody
And
well.
this budget discussion has basically focused on teacher pay, and state employees and university professors and so forth. But there was a lot more in it.
There's a lot more than that.
A lot of capital projects.
Right, and I don't think it's. I know there's some disagreement on our panel and over this past year. I don't think mini budgets are the way to go. We need to get back to some. That's what Washington does. And I think we need to get back to some comprehensive look at an efficient process. You have the votes or you don't have the votes, and let's move on.
Interesting. Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.